everyone, I'm JD from Millbound Journals, and I have got this collection of vintage French journals that I released last week. I have to say a big huge thank you to everyone who has bought one of these journals. There are actually 5 left, so this one here I will be packaging up and sending out to the new owner. This one I am keeping for me, and we're going to be altering this together today because I like using my journals in a bit of a different way than the journals I make for my shop. And so these are the 5 left. These are now in my Etsy, so I thought I'd let you know that in case you like purchasing through Etsy better. And I'll give you a look at the 5 covers that are remaining. So this one is Blue Crown. This one is Red Butterfly. Then we have Pink Bird and Bluebird and Purple Butterfly. So we've got a nice mix of colours left over: red, purple, pink, blue, and another bit of blue and purple there. So those are the 5 remaining journals, and the link to my Etsy shop is down below in the description box if you're interested in any of these ones. And if you didn't like purchasing through Etsy, you can also just contact me directly via email. My email's down below if you wanted to do direct deposit if you're in Australia, or PayPal if you're overseas. In fact, I prefer those methods. If you're wondering why I don't often put my journals straight away in my Etsy and have them available via email, it's because I prefer direct deposit or PayPal rather than going through Etsy, because Etsy takes a huge amount of fees. Every year it feels like they keep raising the fees. So that is one of the reasons. But also another reason is because it just takes so long to take all the photographs, edit them, upload them, write all the details and information, and fill out it's like filling out forms every time you have to upload a journal, so, or an Etsy listing. So if anyone was wondering about that, that is why. So this is the one I've chosen for me. It took me quite a while to figure out which one I wanted, but I did go for this one with the Blue Butterfly. I thought just nice and simple, it's my symbol, so let's go for that one. Got the script on the back, and then there's another Blue Butterfly here. Now, as I'm going through this, the first thing that I actually want to do is just take everything out. That is the very first thing that I do. A lot of these pieces I will probably put back into my stash of goodies to go out into other journals that I make. Things like this though, I would probably want to keep in my stash, although, okay, this would be a very chatty, rambly video. What I'm thinking is, okay, I know I don't use tags. That's the one thing. You might be like, what are you doing taking apart this journal? I originally didn't know which cover I was going to choose, and I was originally going to leave my one unbound, but because I didn't know which one I was keeping, I've just bound them all. So I did consider just cutting these out first, but I'm going to just take everything out first and see if I like the pages that remain, or if, yeah, once I take everything out, I might just take them out as well and put some more pages in, because the other thing is I don't like pockets in my journals. Over the years I've made tons and tons of journals, and I've been journaling in lots of journals, and I just found out that in the end I don't like using embellished journals myself. I prefer, oh, all the stamps came off there. I prefer using plain blank journals with not even any feature pages, and I like big blank pages, no pockets, none of all those flips and flaps and all that kind of stuff. It's really interesting because I do love junk journals, and I do love making them. Like, just making journals only with paper is quite boring. Like, I love the artistry of doing layers and adding ephemera and choosing all of the ephemera. That's one of my most favorite parts of the process. So if I was just to make only blank journals, I was considering it because I'm like, why don't I just make the journals that I would like to use? But I would get so bored making only plain journals. Love this postcard. And as I'm going through this, like the flip through, you can see what the other journals look like on the inside. All the journals come with the same types of ephemera and pages, same layout, same amount, all that kind of stuff. This is a very large envelope. I love envelopes. I don't know why, but I just do. Look, someone did some doodling there. That's so cute. A palm tree and an elephant. In primary school, one of my friends, her favourite animals was an elephant, and she would draw them like that too. Another gorgeous letter here. So many letters in this journal. Nice variety of pages and that kind of thing. Although I would, if it was for me and I did leave these pages in, I would use that as a background for collage. So I'm not sure how I would use this journal, or the cover at least. As I'm flipping through, I'm also looking at that and deciding as well. So I know that I bulk up my journals. This is a lovely vintage seed packet. So I know I probably wouldn't need this many pages. I do, for my shop journals, I put more pages in the signatures than I would want for myself, just because I add something to every page pretty much, and it gets chunky and chunky and chunky. So what that means is I could rip out these pocket pages. If I'm going to leave the pages in, these are the ones that I would rip out. Love this gorgeous blue lace, and I love like the layers here. Excuse the paint under my nails. I was working with paint yesterday in one of my art journals. Vintage vocabulary card. These are so cool. And it says King. That's pretty cool. We are daughters of the King. So here I've got one of my pockets. You know, with the journals that I send out, the other journals, the French journals, they all get extra goodies, little extra freebies and hidden surprises in the journal pages. So because I'm not going to be using all of this, I can go from this pile as well. I've got other piles, like look at this. Hang on a second. Because I'm going to be packaging up that journal today. So this is like a pile of letters and envelopes and tags and ephemera and all sorts of things. So I draw from this and some other piles as well to add all the extras into the journal. But I can also just go to this pile as well, I'm realizing, since I'm not going to be using a lot of it. But what I thought, another idea I had was I'd keep all of this for me and then use it to add to a journal project for an art journal. I really want to do a video at some point, a very chatty video where I talk through my personal journaling journey. I feel like I just want to journal it out myself to get it straight in my head, and then I can share it with you sort of in chronological order, because maybe I'll attempt it here in this video, a quick version, because I'm just finding it so interesting. I love reflecting and learning, and a lot of the time we reflect and learn when we look back at our journey, and it's only when we look back that we realize, oh, we learned something. So as I've been looking back, I have been realizing that, I love this one, by the way, getting distracted by the beautiful text. This is such thick paper as well, gorgeous. I'm realizing that my journaling style has completely changed at the moment, and you know, it could just be for this season, it could be forever, who knows. Wine label, which is really cool. And basically I journal through the art journal method now. Well, with a crossover with junk journal and scrapbooking, of course, but it's a lot of that art journal style, very scrappy, very collage based. And then I add my words, of course, but yeah, I'm finding that I'm not journaling so much for memory keeping anymore. I guess because I've got a daily journal with my Daphne's Diary journal. That's my memory keeping journal. That's where I add my photos of my life and what I did each day. So I find I don't really need to do anything more than that. And I do have my yearly journal. My yearly journal is the one that I record the big events from the year. But for whatever reason, there's just that not that many main events anymore. Maybe it's because I've lived in Bowen now for 10 years, and when I first moved to Bowen, it was still kind of, well, obviously it was, when I first discovered junk journals, being in Bowen was still relatively new, and so I was, I don't know, documenting a lot more in my journal, and I think because of also COVID and the COVID isolation and everything, life got a bit quieter and all that kind of stuff. And because I'm also a small business owner and I work from home, yeah, I pretty much am a homebody and I don't really do much. And that doesn't really, what's the word, bother me, because I've always been a homebody. I've not been an adventurer. I always say that I would like to travel overseas, but honestly, when it comes down to it, I've realized that I always want to do other things first. So if I have money in my account, my friends will be like, oh, do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? Do you want to go on this cruise? Do you want to go on this trip? And I'm like, yeah. And then I can't because I don't have the money because it's all gone to books or journaling or journal supplies, craft supplies, art supplies, or to journaling courses or to my business. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not complaining about that at all. I love spending money on those things. And so travel never really gets the priority. And yeah, I've had to look at that and I've learned, that retrospective reflection thing. And I've realized, yeah, I value other things way more than travel. And that's me, I've learned. And it's good, anyone who's taken one of my courses knows that core values is a big thing for me. Like, if I know my core values, I feel centered, I feel grounded, I feel like I have direction and clarity with my life. I feel like I've got more meaning and purpose if I know my core values, because then I can just day by day go according to my values. And anytime I'm feeling like lost or confused, empty, that kind of thing, I just look at my core values. And so sometimes I can grieve the things that aren't my core values, and I might compare. I might look at other people and be like, oh, I wish I had their values. I wish I traveled like them, or I wish I did things that they did, and all that kind of stuff. Because lots of us know what it's like to compare. But me being me, I know what I like, and travel is just not a high priority on my life. In my life, for me, it's reading, it's learning, and it's crafting, writing, and journaling. So yeah, that might mean I sacrifice ever traveling overseas. And I'm saying never either. Like, I still do have like a bucket list item and a dream to go to Portland, Oregon. But what I'm saying is, if it never happens, I've come to a point where I'm okay with that because I'm filling my life with my actual core values. So yes, if that ends up happening and I never travel and that becomes a sacrifice, I'm okay with that sacrifice because I'm living a full, beautiful life with art and writing and creativity and reading and learning and that kind of thing. I've just finished reading this book called You Could Make This Place Beautiful. I read it in 2 days. It was amazing. It's by Maggie Smith, not the actress, a memoir writer, and she writes about her marriage falling apart and her divorce and her family and all that kind of thing, and just her struggles through that time. And what she says, like, as a theme is life is hard sometimes. Like, there are some really painful things in life sometimes, but you can still make this life beautiful no matter how hard our lives are and how scary and terrifying the world can be and painful things are. We still all have the ability to make our individual life beautiful, and the world around us beautiful. And you know, I'm all about beauty. Beauty is one of my core values, and every day I surround myself with beauty because beauty saves my soul. Without beauty, yeah, the pain might be unbearable, but with beauty, it is something that is worth living for. Beauty is worth living for, and beauty saves my soul. And so I surround myself with beauty. I intentionally surround myself with beautiful things, and I intentionally create beauty as much as I can. So I hope that comes across, you know, in each of my videos. I hope each of my videos brings across a little bit of beauty in all of my creations. I hope that all of my journals are something beautiful. In all of my journaling courses, my hope is that I'm helping other people create something beautiful through their words and their journaling that they do and their creativity. So yeah, beauty is definitely something that I love. And so that book, You Could Make This Place Beautiful, I just want to encourage you as well. I feel like encouraging you that you have agency and you have power, and everyone has the ability to make the world beautiful, or your day beautiful, or your room beautiful, or you know, your life beautiful, your journal beautiful. You have the ability to you know, even just filling up a journal, because I've got a journal in front of me, that's where my mind is going. When you put your words and your writing and your images and your photos and you decorate it however you like, that's the real beauty. Yes, I'm creating a base that, to me, I'm creating something beautiful here, but it becomes so much more special and beautiful and precious when you add your words and writing. And you might think, you know, I hear from a lot of journalists saying, but, you know, I've got nothing to write about, or I don't like my handwriting, or what if I ruin the journal? It's like, there's no possible way you can, because if you are just putting down anything about yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, because you are beautiful, no matter what you put on the page is going to be beautiful. And I hope that that comes across. Like, I don't know, for me, journaling, it's an extension of ourselves. It's a representation of our own hearts and souls. And so because we are beautiful, and maybe you need that reminder today, or maybe you've never been told that you are beautiful. You are beautiful. That naturally, no matter what you create, look, I've got a bit of paint here from some art journaling I did. I must have somehow got it on here, which I love. I love that. Little splashes like that. That's what I mean. I love that, this kind of the mess, the scraps, the rustic. That gives it so much more interest and dynamism and all that kind of stuff. I talk about that in the current course that I'm running, the Everything Journal course, where it's all about embracing these little imperfections and the messes. And yeah, this makes it so much more engaging and inviting. I love that. I can work with that. That's so good. Okay, now I've forgotten where I was at. Oh yeah, beauty, beauty, beauty. You are beautiful. Whatever you put on the page is beautiful. And here we go. Let's remove this one too. And let's put this one with the other envelope, wherever it is. There it is. And oh, I love this piece too. I wanted to put like an extra special treasure at the back with an envelope, which is such a cute little size, and a letter inside. And a lot of these letters are like full on folded, like lots of pages, and antique. A lot of these letters are not just vintage, but antique, which is so cool. So you can scan them as well if you want and reuse them over and over. This one, how I would use is probably I would rip it all up and use it for backgrounds in collage. And I love, you know, you're going to get some texture and some scrappiness and some interest and some dynamism. And that's what I can say a lot in the Everything Journal course. We're going for pages that aren't perfect. Often the perfect pages, I've noticed in my personal journaling, they look flat and lifeless. When I have mistakes and imperfections and scraps and textures and all this kind of stuff, then the page, it seems like it comes alive. It has life. It has energy. And I've been learning a bit more about, you know, art and composition and technique and all that kind of stuff, and learning about how a piece is like exciting when it has life, when it has energy. So often when I do like a perfectly put together page, it just looks flat on the page and just robotic and lifeless, you know. And always my most spontaneous pages, often the ones where I don't think, I don't plan, or, you know, I'm just self-expressing on the page and I don't care how it looks. And, you know, it might not be the most aesthetically pleasing page, but I love it because it feels the most real. That's how it is. So often, yeah, the most perfectly put together pages, they don't feel genuine. They don't feel reflective of my real raw life. When I just go ahead and do my spontaneous thing and work with mistakes and all that kind of stuff, then it feels like me. Then it feels like I'm looking at myself, my life on the page, because I'm messy and I'm full of mistakes and I'm real and raw and all that kind of stuff. So I want that to be reflected on the page, and I've come to embrace that. And yeah, that's a lot of what the Everything Journal course is about. It's about, through the art of journaling and creativity on our pages, we then get to embrace our own imperfections, our own mess, our own scrappiness, because we come to love it on the page. That we first do it on the page and then we come to love it, so that then we come to love our own self a bit more too. Through journaling, I get to appreciate myself more, embrace myself more, and yes, love myself more, because I'm kinder to myself and more compassionate to myself on the pages of the journal. Doesn't make any sense. Like, you have to kind of do it to experience that and know what that is like. And that's how it was for me last year when I kept an Everything Journal and I learned all those lessons, which is why I'm doing the Everything Journal course this year, because I was just like, this is amazing. I want to pass this on with everyone. So I started the Everything Journal course so I could pass on all of that goodness that I learned about how art journaling and journaling, creativity and writing is just so helpful. Now there was a blue tag here somewhere. I love that one. I think I might need to keep that one for me. I love those script tags. So what am I saying? If you are interested in the Everything Journal course, I actually have had questions about it. I was going to do a video about it. I keep forgetting. I've had people email me, message me, asking if they can still join the Everything Journal course, because at the start of the year, either finances were tight or life was hectic and busy and they didn't feel they could give it the time it needed. So I say, yeah, you can jump in any month, because it's a monthly subscription to do the course. You can jump in any month. That is totally fine. And you just catch up on the videos. All the videos are there. How to join is to become an Everything Journal course member on my channel. So you'll see a join button, hopefully, under this video. And if you click that, you can select the tier that says Everything Journal course. And then once you do that, you have access instantly to all of the course videos in the membership tab on my channel. And I put up 2 videos a week, so it's not like a lot. It's not like 7 videos a week where you're going to be overwhelmed. It's just 2 videos a week, so you can, if you're anything like me, I'd prefer that. I like doing my entries in bulk. And with the course, I tend to do it once a week when I fill up my journal. I'd rather do all the prompts at one time than a prompt this day, a prompt that day, a prompt this day. I want to do it all in one day. And then we have 2 Zoom calls if you want to join those as well. Actually, our next one is coming up in 2 days' time. So there's one on Wednesday night and one on Thursday morning, both at 9:30 at night and 9:30 in the morning. But that's Australian Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, if you do join, just make sure you email me to let me know, because then I can send you all the links to the course groups, all the resources for the course, and of course the links to the Zoom calls, which are totally optional as well. All right, so yeah, this has been a very chatty video, but thank you. I think I needed a chat. I keep saying, like, yeah, I haven't done anything, like I haven't done any major events or anything, but still life is busy. And I've got a backlog of videos I need to film. And I should write a list because I keep forgetting what I need to do. I've got a new course that I'm super excited to release as well. It's going to be a free course. Every year I try to do a free course and a paid course on my channel, a free one on my channel, and a paid course on a separate website. So I have been planning for the free course. It's actually going to be a faith-based one, and maybe something to do with identity in Christ, Like it is something to do with that. I'm just not sure of the exact title of the course yet, but who I am in Christ, identity in Christ, replacing the negative self-talk with God's truth, something like that. And so I'm super excited. I've already been collecting materials for it. I've already done all of the structure for the course. I just need to do a bit of extra planning, and then I can start filming that. And then I'm so excited for the paid course as well. That will be in the same style as the Faith Journal course, just with a different theme, a different topic, but the same basic thing, but amped up to 11. So I'm going to do like the simple version on my channel, kind of for beginners to ease your way in, because I always want the free course for anyone to be able to do. And then the other one, anyone can still do it as well, but it's a bit more advanced. You'd want a few more materials. Like it's more for people who already have quite an extensive supply, set of supplies in all the areas, like textiles, fabrics, papers, ephemera, photos, paint, all that kind of stuff. Whereas the free course, we're just going to be working with paper pretty much. So I think most of us all have paper and we're going to be using scraps and things like that. So thank you so much for watching and helping me to go through this journal, and I will think about how I go ahead and use this. I just want to sit with it, I think, and think about, do I want to take these out and replace them with other pages or not. So we'll see how we go, and and I can add these to the Vintage French journals that I'll be sending out. So there's 5 left, like I said at the beginning of this video. If you're interested in any of those 5, feel free to check out my Etsy. If you have any questions or video requests, let me know. This felt good to chat. I've been needing to chat for a while and give like an update, and I look forward to sharing more about my journaling journey and how that's all come about, and that shaping like my future courses as well, like the Bible course and the next paid one that I want to do. They're kind of more arty, collage based, more scrappy, more going in that vein of real and authentic, dynamic, and full of energy and life and that kind of stuff. I am excited. Thank you so much for watching and being here, and I will see you guys in the next, hang on a second, just want to put this in a nice stack, in the next video. Bye guys.